Hi, and welcome back to Tech Talk. I'm Ken Mingus, Executive Editor at Computer World. I'm here with Computer World's Lucas Mirian. Today's topic, financial services and AI. I'm going to find out what's going on from Lucas. Stick around. Okay, so Lucas, thanks for being here. I know you've just started digging into this topic for a story that you're working on, but I guess you're finding out that AI is moving away from pilot projects into real world projects in some financial services, and I just wanted to find out. Well, what do you know?
Not much. No, that's
Okay.
not true. Actually, what I learned was the banking industry is really high on AI right now. They're spending billions of dollars on this. They're second, actually, only to the retail marketplace. But part of the problem is that a lot of the spending is being done without a real business use case. It's the trendy, the hot technology. There are use cases out there, but in many cases it's being deployed for the wrong reasons. That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, there are mainly pilots out there right now. Even the large banks are mainly focused on pilots, but that is expected to shift beginning this year and moving out into the next 2, 3, 4 years. We should be seeing more production systems going into going live. So mainly, what is the technology about? The vast majority of it is being used to create more efficiency in the customer relationship process with a bank.
So if somebody comes to a banking website or is doing some online banking, whatever, the AI or the machine learning, whatever the system that they're rolling out is designed to basically cater to those customers more efficiently, I guess, more effectively.
Yeah. So you can either be directed by a chatbot to instead of using phone, using the website, which can be more efficient. You can get simple or mundane questions answered by a lot of these chatbots. So chatbot technology is probably at the top of the list. But then you have other technology that's helping to tie together these disparate systems within banks, these disparate CRM systems that cross lines of business. So right now they're compartmentalized. They don't talk to each other. So you don't really get a full picture of the customer's history with that bank. For example, a customer may have checking account, savings account, credit cards that are tied together, but then they want to take out a mortgage, and that's a completely different business unit. And that information isn't tied to their savings, their checking, or their credit card accounts. So they want to get a more complete picture so that they can not only be more efficient in servicing the customer, but they can anticipate that customer's needs.
Well, I mean, it sounds like it's a perfect example of trying to break down the silos within the financial services businesses or industries or banks, and then figuring out what the customer is doing based on what they've done in the past, and then upselling them on something. A new credit card or a new credit limit, or as you say, a mortgage or a car loan or something like that. Right. And using what the customer has already done in the past. It's interesting that it doesn't seem like banks have already been on that. I'm surprised that they haven't figured out a way to sort of track that stuff and make it work for them already.
Well, to a low level, kind of I don't want to say dumb, but not a highly intelligent system. It has been in place for quite some time. So you might get pitched a credit card with a higher credit limit just based on your recent credit card history with the company. That's pretty simple stuff. But credit cards could offer certain benefits. Mm-hmm. Mileage, for example,
points back,
but they need to know your history in order to know what to pitch you versus just blindly giving you something based on your credit report.
Okay. And so what banks and financial institutions have been doing is basically doing all these little test projects over the last few years, which they're still doing. But the implication there is that they've now gotten enough data from customers and on how this system would work that they feel prepared to begin rolling this out real world. Yeah.
They're culling big data down to the point where they can start offering more customized products in many cases. And of course, that's not the only area it's being used. And you also have a lot of regulatory requirements out there that financial institutions are required to comply with, such as know your customer and anti-money laundering rules. And in order to do that, today it can take as long as 6 weeks to know, to determine a customer's true identity.
Really?
Yeah,
6
absolutely.
weeks?
It can take 6 weeks. Well, we're not just talking about one human being. Oftentimes, it's a company,
corporation.
a corporation that
Yeah.
you're doing business with, and it can take that long because you're not only searching internal records with the company, you're searching external information about that company, or in some cases, a person. Machine learning and AI technology can actually reduce that to a number of days. Giving feedback to the compliance officer who can look at that information. It just reduces the labor load on what was before a pretty manual task.
Okay, so I can see. Do we have any sense yet whether whether the AI or the machine learning that's going to be used at, say, Bank A would be able to talk to or interact with the same system at Bank B or Lender C? Is there any way to sort of, or is this all going to be within each company, within each bank, within each credit card company?
Yeah, as far as I can't, unfortunately.
If you don't know,
really
that's
speak.
okay.
I can't speak to that
because
I don't know if there are interoperability standards being established out there. That I know of, there aren't. There could be, but I've not been told that there are.
Okay, good. Interesting to find out. What else do we know, if anything?
So now, mostly we've been talking about customer-facing applications for AI and machine learning. Well, within a company, you can also use AI and machine learning to cull data to produce reports, to produce information that helps the bank itself become more efficient. So across the various business lines.
So that sort of edges into sort of like data analytics based on what customers and companies are doing with the financial institution.
Exactly, within the company itself. So that today that's of course done through mostly through human effort, which is arduous. Takes a lot of time. This way, you send out a script that looks across for similar data across systems, and you can compile reports based on that.
Okay. Time frame on this, next year or two, that people will start, customers will start seeing these kinds of chatbots and interactions and upsells and everything else?
I had two different experts, one from Deloitte and another one from a AI services company. The AI services company believed that it was going to be within the next year that you're going to see more production systems. In fact, probably this year they're going to start.
2019.
Right. But Deloitte thought that was a little too aggressive, probably over the next 1 to 3 years.
Okay.
That you're going to start.
So sometime between this year and 2022, this will be rolled out probably across most of the industry.
You're going to see more production systems. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Last thoughts before I let you go?
Let's see. Customer relationship management we got into, regulatory compliance. Oh, natural language processing. So that was one other area I want to just touch on quickly. So this AI technology is able to process your voice on a system to determine
so
what
if you're like
need.
on a mobile phone and
right.
Okay.
And we've all had experiences with that. I mean, you call
some
your
good,
bank,
some not so good.
Not so good. It should improve over the next year or so because these are getting better. The other thing it can do is natural language generation. So it can generate natural language in plain language for customers to understand.
I do have to wonder if at some point this is all going to get tied in with like Alexa or Siri. Siri, raise my spending limit.
How could it not?
If you think about it, if you could tie it in with Alexa, then you could buy things and boost your spending limits and put it on your credit card, all with the sound of voice from home.
Right.
What could go wrong? Okay, Lucas, thanks for the update. Obviously, more to come on that. We'll check back with you later in the year and see if these things are actually rolling out. For AI Financial Services, Lucas and me, that's a wrap.